I think it's fair to say that the offensive line has struggled through these first three games. What have you and Lonnie got to go to talk about to try to alleviate that and maybe have to scheme a way around it sometimes?
Well, I think again, I think I answered this question last week too. I mean, I think offensively we've done some good things and we haven't done some good things. I think they fall into line with a lot of us. So yeah, we just keep working on consistency. You know, as an offense, the negative plays kill you. It's pretty cut and dry. You keep the ball moving forward, you stay out of the negative plays, you get a better chance to move the ball and score points. So can't get the ball moving backwards, can't have the ball moving backwards. However it is, whether or not it's up front, whether or not it's another position. Again, offensive line a lot of times gets noticed, sometimes for the wrong reasons. Or they get noticed when something negative happens. But there's a lot of good going on there. All I know is our guys practice hard. They're getting better as with experience, whether or not they're young guys or new guys to our system. But we have to be better as an offense.
With the quarterbacks the last couple of days of practice, I know you're obviously not going to share an injury report, but what can you share that you've seen from those guys these last 2 days on the field?
Quarterbacks are doing well. They're practicing well, practicing hard, and getting ready for a really, really good defense.
Hey, Mike, what did you see out of Luke stepping in to play quarterback when Lenoris went down? And just how do you feel like if he were to start this weekend, how ready do you feel like he is for that opportunity?
So Luke he's a really good communicator, does a good job of getting people lined up. And, he probably what you all saw as well. Some really good things, some things that were okay, and some things that, we'd probably like to have back. So, but Luke's smart. He's very conscientious. He's very inclusive with the guys on the sideline, guys in the huddle, and does a really good job communicating there, and then also with us. So has good ideas and thoughts, and he's a guy that you can tell that has a lot of experience, but kind of like the offensive line, and all of us just keep working for that consistency.
In a situation like Saturday night when Lenoris does go down right before the half, how much does the game plan kind of have to change in that moment with a different quarterback with maybe a different skill set than what Lenoris has?
Yeah, I think a little bit, but we try to work as hard as we can, quarterbacks and coaches, just to where it becomes seamless if the next guy up has to go in. But yeah, you want to try to kind of tailor it maybe to the guy who's in there. So as we know, when it's hard to get equal reps to all quarterbacks. So if a guy is not starting, then he's probably not getting as many reps. So one of the things you try to do is kind of like, okay, hey, what plays do you like? What plays in our system? I know you like everything. I get that. I know you like everything. But what plays do you really like? And then you try to call those plays in the game, and especially if they're the things that you saw during practice that they're doing defensively, they're doing.
What's impressed you the most about Nick Carper the last few games?
Yeah, I think he's kind of like since I've been here. I think he just continues to grow and to get better. Has he arrived yet? Not quite there. I think he'd probably be the first to tell you that. But the thing I like about him in general, though, is that he's very conscientious and really works diligently to get better. And gives good effort. He's got good toughness. He's still learning a lot about playing the position in every aspect, running routes, understanding how the route adjustments, tying in the run game with the pass game, running with the football, all that kind of stuff. But yes, he's hopefully if he continues with the way he's going, he'll continue to get better and help us.
Has Lenoris practiced any this week?
I think Coach Beamer probably has talked about all that. I think he's got all those answers.
In regards to Lenoris running the ball, Shane said yesterday that they're the same plays that you guys ran last year. How accurate is that?
Yeah, I would say there's, when you offensively, there's a lot of, you work in the off season or training camp, things like that, to have kind of a core set of plays, running game wise, passing game wise, whether or not it's whoever's running the ball, running backs, quarterbacks, whatever. And then you try to build off that with variations. And I think, all through my career and in every offense I've been in, I think offenses have that. You have a base and a foundation, and then you have, variations off that, whether or not it's a similar run with a different add-on, so to speak, or same exact run with a different formation, or same run with the same formation.
Whether it was running plays or when you had Lenore's dropping back the other night, how do you feel like he looked just overall making decisions, getting the ball out and doing all those things before he had to?
Yeah, I thought it was really good, except that last one. You know what I mean? Just that one at where they got the interception on that. But other than that, no, it was good. I thought we were really productive on first down. I thought we were doing a good job running the football, protecting and throwing it. Got the score in the first drive, and then we're able to go down there again on that second drive, and just unfortunately didn't, had the turnover.
Why do you think it has kind of taken so long between like that drive and the opening drive against Virginia Tech and maybe some at the end? Like, why do you think it's been a little inconsistent that way?
And I think if all of us, knew the exact answer on that, we'd all be, probably making a lot more money. But you just kind of, you just work on. Here's the thing I think you have to do as a coach that I've learned over the years, just as can't just generalize on and just say, hey, it's just this one thing here or it's one thing there. It's just you kind of gotta look at each place and each drive separately and kind of attack the look at the good stuff and then get the stuff that's not good that needs to be corrected, and then you move on instead of just saying, oh well, this group's not doing well, or we didn't do well in this drive. Well, why? Or we're not doing well in the red zone. Well, why? Is it because it's the red zone, or is it a certain play or execution or what have you? And so you look at all those things, and that's why I love the sport. It's a great sport. It's all of us doing it together. It's players and coaches, and we live and die together. When things are going well, we feel like we're all doing a good job. When they're not going well, we feel like we all got to do a better job and need to lean on each other and work harder. And that's what our guys do. I love this group, the way they respond to us and to Coach Beamer, and they give effort. They look you in the eye. They want to please. They want to do everything you're asking them to do. And hopefully that, when you have people like that, you have good people that are talented, that work hard, that are conscientious. You just root like heck, and hopefully and that good things will happen, and hard work pays off. And I think it will.
Over the last 3 weeks, probably the three best offensive drives were either at the beginning of the game or beginning of the half. Probably the scripted ones. How do you go about making adjustments in the middle of the game to kind of keep that momentum for longer?
Yeah, well, I mean, those are all things that, again, you look at during the course of the game. You look at going into the game. You look at after the game, and the communication with our staff and our players, and we do a good job. And yeah, you want every drive to go 80 yards for a touchdown, and you want every play to go score a touchdown. But teams we're playing are pretty good as we move forward into the continue into the SEC, and so there's a fine line. And hey, do you keep running those plays? Do you look at other plays? Do you have plays off those plays? So all that stuff is kind of keep all that in mind, and talk to your players about that, and keep working on. Trying to stay out of the negative plays is the main thing. That way you can stay on the field, make first downs, and hopefully when you do that, you move the ball and you get points on the board.
Mike, as a coach, when you know what this group can do, but for whatever reason maybe it hasn't been happening, how difficult is it to remain patient and say it's going to click? I know it will. Just you do got to wait.
No, that's a good question. It's those are things that. Part of your job if you coach, and really as players too. You want every play to work, and but there's ups and downs in this game, and the perfect game is still out there, and you just kind of you ask your players to be dialed in, to be focused, to keep the blinders on, and making sure you do your job, and then the guy next to you does, and be the teammate that you want your teammates to look at and say, hey, I can depend on that guy. And then if we ask our players to do that, we need to do that as a staff as well. And it's like I said, we have the culture that that Shane has built around here is a very impressive, and it's a tight culture. It's a tight group of guys that kind of want to play for each other and not let each other down. And I think when you have all those ingredients, I think eventually that stuff's gonna, good things are gonna come your way.
In August, I think you said there were pros and cons to calling plays on the field or from up in the booth. Do you feel like you're getting everything you need on the field, and have you given any consideration to changing?
Yeah, no, I think it's been good down there. It's good communication with the quarterbacks and with the guys on the sideline, and then the guys upstairs are awesome. I mean, those guys are awesome. They give me instant feedback, instant information, and it's been very smooth. And they do a good job. They know my personality. So they know we need to get information processed fast and go from there. Thanks, y'all.